Hey guys, it is brush video number 2 on this channel. I have been talking about brushes this week and I'm going to continue that by dedicating this whole video to Sigma. So Sigma brushes have been in my collection for at least the last 6 years. I think it's been at least 6 years. I don't know, I have to go back and count, but I'm pretty sure it's been 6 years. I have other products from Sigma like cheek products and eyeshadows, but I don't love anything as much as I love their brushes. I just think they're so high quality. They've lasted forever for me. That's my personal experience with them. And I just really like them. I like them. So this video I'm going to kind of go through their whole line, what they have, and then I'll give you guys my top 5 favorite brushes at the end of this video. So the first thing I want to talk about is something new Sigma's doing, and I'm really liking this, and it's that they're creating sets, which makes it super, super easy for people to decide what they need and what they don't. This is the most recent one. This is called Baking and Strobing. Do they know me or what? This brush set, you guys, I can't even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 5 brushes in this brush set, and you get some of the coolest and most unique shaped brushes that I've ever seen. So first you get these 2 baking brushes. There's the Bake Precision and the Bake Kabuki, the F89 and the P89. First off, look at the slant. Can you guys even, I don't know if you guys can even see that. Mine are dirty. I've already used them. I love these. I love these. These are great for, look, baking under the eye. Look at how well it fits. You want to get into that precise area. You want to just fix your contour up a bit. These are amazing. They pack a ton of punch. You can get a lot of product on there. I'm sure I have a lot of product still on my brush, so I'm sure that by doing this, you can flip it and get a more rounded edge. I love these. These are great, great, great brushes. Great. I love them. I'm in love with these. Then you move on to, this one is called the Concealer Blend. Now, I think you can use this for blending out your concealer. I also think this is a great blush for applying highlight. If you like a lot of highlight, it's pretty dense. It will hold a lot of product. I haven't played with this one too much yet, so I'm not going to like rave about it just yet, but I think that it's going to be really great. It's super soft. It's made with the Sigma, quality. I find it really soft and very dense and really movable, and a great brush. So I'm really excited to use that to A, blend out my concealer, and B, to try it as a highlight brush. Now this one's really cool. This one's called the Powder Sweep Brush, the F06. This is the one I was already using. I love this because it's a little bit longer, so it has a lot of movability. So you can see how like I'm just coming in here and just really flicking away the bake that I put on earlier. The other great thing about this brush is I find it very, very movable. So if you wanted to use it to apply highlight, I think you could very easily do that. Now the one they do give you in here to apply highlight is the strobing fan, the F42. And I do think this is a great fan for applying highlight. I've used it a few times already. I like that it's really dense. It's not thick, but it's dense. These bristles don't really move around a whole lot. So you can really get a good quality. Do you see how like that's just going on really precisely? Right where I want it. It's not shifting around. It's just kind of going exactly where I need it to go. Can you guys see that? And you can also lay it down if you want to fluff it out a bit. Make it a little less sharp. I'm really loving this. I've used it a few times like I've said. It just puts highlight in the perfect places. This is a great one, the F42. Now, a more recent brush find for me from Sigma that I have told everybody and their dog about that I am obsessed with is the F23 Soft Angled Contour Brush. This is huge, right? You look at this and you're like, what do you want me to do with that? I put this in my bronzer. I hold it upside down, like dark, big side down, light side up. I pat it on here, I pat it on here, I pat it on here, I pat it on here. Then I flip it sideways and blend it in. It's amazing. This stuff blends bronzer and contour like a dream. It leaves no lines. Everything looks smooth. It's so good. For me, is the #1 contour bronzing brush of all time. I am so in love with this. So one of the other things Sigma became incredibly popular for, there's Sigma Tex and there's Sigmax fibers. These were the original brushes that launched in that brand and style. It was amazing. They launched foundation brushes and concealer brushes at the same time. They're made with the softest fibers you've ever used. They don't suck up product, which is what's amazing about them. I love the different shapes and sizes they come in. There's this one that's more pointed. This is the tapered Kabuki F86. And there is a concealer brush to match all of these. So this is the P86 concealer brush. So you can see the shape is the same. Then you have the P82 and the F82. This is the rounded one. I love this one. This one I find works really well for blending out foundation and concealer. Then you have the 80, which is the flat top. And I love this one for spot concealing. It just gets it exactly where it needs to go. Oh, I'm throwing things around. Great for spot concealing. And then you also have the P84. Now, I don't know where my F84 is. I need to find it. But this is the P84. Great concealer brush. Really blendable under the eyes. And then, of course, they also have a rose gold collection. And this is the F88. This is the angled one. Really angled. Gets a really good sharp line. I really love this. Now, as far as highlighters go for Sigma, the F35 tapered highlight is my favorite. I own it in every color and I own multiples of them. The rose gold is my favorite because I like the handle better. But I really love this brush. It gives you a really soft highlight even though it is quite dense. You can see it's really movable. So it doesn't pack a whole lot of product and it blends really nicely. So that's my favorite highlight brush. And then you have the F37, which is the Spotlight Duster. Now this is bigger than this, as you can see, a lot bigger. So it's really, really movable and it's got a lot of play to it. So it just really highlights really well. It's one of my favorites. It's the F37. The F35 though is my favorite highlighting brush of all time. And then as far as eyeshadow brushes go, I mean, Sigma makes great lines. The tapered blending, the E40, is one of my favorites. It just blends really, really, really nicely. I also love the E25, which is another blending, but it's more flat. It's a multi-use brush. You can do a lot of things with it. The pointed E30 is also very good for getting dark color where it needs to be. This was a set that came together, and these are just great. I mean, you have everything here. So you have another E30, an E55, an E60, an F70, an E40, and an E70. If you've never picked up a Sigma brush set, that's where I recommend you start. The bigger sets, like I think they still have the Mr. Bunny on there. I think they do. It's the dark version of this. I would highly recommend that collection. It has a lot of great brushes in it. Then two little shout outs that I wanted to make before I talk about my 5 favorite. The Duo Fiver Powder Blush Brush. This is a great multi-purpose brush. It is the F15. It is gorgeous. It has this way of putting on both powder and blush that is really flattering. It blends beautifully. It is so soft. This is one of my favorites of all time. This is a great brush. And then this is the E05, the liner brush. I love this because it is super small. It allows you to really do a precise line with your liner if you like doing either cream liner or cake liner where you add the water. I really like this brush. I think it's super handy to have. If you don't have one of these, it's great. You should get one. So let's talk about the top 5 roundup. My favorite brushes, if you were only gonna buy 5 brushes from Sigma, what would I tell you to get? So the first would be a foundation brush, and it would either be the F82, which is the round, or the F88, which is the angled. I love both of these. I think they both work really well. They don't soak up a lot of product. They do a great job of blending. These are great brushes. So it would be one of those 2 for sure. Then for highlighting, it would be the F35. This is my favorite highlighting brush. I use it all the time. I own tons of them. I love this brush. Get this brush. This is a good brush. I cannot stress how good this brush is, you guys. The F35. You have to get it. Have to get it. Also, the F23. This is another one of those brushes that I think every single person needs to own. It just works really well. It blends beautifully. It's such a good quality brush. You need this in your life. So what am I at? 1, 2, 3. So brush number 4 is the F15. This is, again, the blush and powder brush. I just like the way it picks up product. I like the way it applies product, and I love the way it blends. Great product. And then I kind of cheated with eye brushes. I picked both the E40 and the E25. I like these both. These two brushes combined can do an entire eye look. That's all you need, 2 brushes, and you can have a whole eye look. A lot of people ask me what the biggest difference between Sigma and Morphe is, and what I would say is that for Sigma you are getting a little bit better quality. The brushes feel a little bit softer, they last a little bit longer. Like this brush is about 6 years old, the Sigma one, and you can see it is starting to go. It's not holding its shape the way it once did. It does definitely give me a bit of a harder time than my other brushes do, but I don't have any Morphe brush that's 6 years old. Not any. Well, I do have some that are about 3 years old, maybe 4 years old, 3 years old, but I don't have anything that's 6 years old. Sigma, good quality, and they have a guarantee. If your brushes fall apart, especially the Sigmax one, I know they have a lifetime guarantee on them. You can get them replaced, which is really important with good quality brushes that you're paying a lot of money for. So I always tell people, look into your brush warranty, because it's really important to know what's covered and what isn't covered if your brush does have an issue, because brushes do sometimes get issues. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on all my Sigma brushes. I did do one on my Morphe brushes already, so I'll link that here for you. If you want to go and check out the Morphe video, it's there. And I will still have one coming on my favorite drugstore brushes and also my favorite really high-end brushes. So it's going to be a whole brush series. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.